Hello and welcome to Lesson 10 of A Course in Miracles. My name is Sarai. I am a self-love and dating and relationship coach, and I coined myself as the modern day hitch because I help singles just like you find their most compatible partner, beginning with yourself. I truly believe that if you choose you, love you, pick you, you're going to have a healthy, and not in the egotistical way, but you are going to have a healthy, loving relationship with yourself, because the love that you give to yourself is the love that you will always receive back from life. So let's get started. Lesson 10 for today is my thoughts do not mean anything. And I'm just going to read off of the book because this is really, it's going to be a lot. So this idea applies to all the thoughts of which you are aware of or become aware in the practice periods. The reason the idea is applicable to all of them is that they are not your real thoughts. We have made this distinction before and will do so again. You have no basis for comparison as yet. When you do, you will have no doubt that what you once believed were your thoughts did not mean anything. This is the second time that we have used this kind of idea. The form is only slightly different. This time, the idea is introduced with my thoughts and not these thoughts. And no link is made overtly with the things around you. The emphasis is now on the lack of reality of what you think you think. So this aspect of the correction process began with the idea that the thoughts of which you are aware are meaningless outside rather than within, and then stress their past rather than their present status. Now we are emphasizing that the presence of these thoughts mean that you are not thinking. This is merely another way of repeating our earlier statement that your mind is really blank. To recognize this is to recognize nothingness. When you think, you see it. As such, it is the prerequisite for vision. So for this exercise, we're going to go ahead and close your eyes and introduce them by repeating the idea for today, quiet, slowly to yourself. And this is it. This idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. So the exercise consists in searching your mind for all the thoughts that are available to you without selection or judgment. Try to avoid classification of any kind. And in fact, if you find it helpful to do so, you might imagine that you are watching an oddly assorted procession going by, which has little, if any, personal meaning to you. So as one thought crosses your mind, just say, my thought about being single does not mean anything. My thought about being in a relationship does not mean anything. My thought about being in a loving relationship means nothing. So today's thought can obviously serve for any thought that distresses you at any time. So if all of those thoughts are causing stress, then this is a good lesson for you. In addition, 5 practice periods are recommended. So you're supposed to do this 5 times, but if you can't, it's fine. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening is what I always recommend. It is not recommended that this time period be extended, and it should be reduced to half a minute or less if you experience discomfort. However, just remember to repeat the idea slowly before applying it specifically, and also to add, this idea will help to release me from all that I now believe. So how can we apply this to either our relationships or being single? So how often do you get caught up in thoughts, especially when it comes to the topic about love and relationships? And I feel like all the time you sit there and you can start with a thought and then you kind of spiral if you are really in a situation where you want something different. So whether you're single and dreaming about what your ideal partner is or who they are, or you are in a relationship and you're kind of worried about the future that both of you are on, what happens when you are in these modes is that you're kind of creating a story. You're creating a whole world of that doesn't even exist. It's just your thoughts that are creating this. And once you understand that you yourself are creating all of this illusion, whether it's a good illusion or not, and all of this spiraling, and it really is you it's causing all of this, then you can stop yourself and say, my thoughts about my partner perhaps being secretive about something does not mean anything. And this idea will help me to release me from all that I now believe. So that's why it's that sentence attached to the other one, because now you have the power to say, I'm thinking about this, but it's not my reality. It's pretty much what this lesson is. It's like, I'm thinking of this, but it's not my reality, because one, you really don't know. Two, it's all up in your head at this moment. And three, how is it really helping you, like, to sit there and spiral in a sense? So again, these lessons are about living in the moment. Now, you're going to say, well, I have proof, or I have this, or I have that, and there's certain patterns. Again, the patterns are based off of your perception to past experiences. And if that is the issue, or that is the situation, then you should be able to have a healthy conversation with whoever you are experiencing with, and talk about how certain behaviors that they are showing are actually bringing up certain things within you that do not sit well with you. So if you were one of my clients, I usually, when we do this type of work, we were talking about values and how you get triggered off of those values, and why those values are triggered, and how they are part of your psyche, and how you react to a lot of things. So when we are sitting in a session, I would probably ask you, like, what is your value that is being triggered right now, and how can you nurture it? How can you nurture it so that this idea will help you release you from everything that you believe now? Let's not assume anything. You know what happens when people assume. You make an ass out of you and me. So don't assume. Stay in the moment. And like I said in the previous lesson, all of these lessons kind of feel a little vague right now. But if you start from lesson 1 and move forward, you're going to see the pattern that you are kind of creating to kind of keep you in check of, what am I really thinking about, and what really is the issue here? Is it the issue at hand, or is it me reacting to the issue? That is like the consensus throughout the entire 10 lessons that we've done together so far, to keep you in the now, to keep you accountable for yourself, and then be able to make your own assumption of what things really are. So if you need help or need assistance with anything else, I'm only a text away, a DM away, or a call away if you want to set up a session. And if you haven't saved this video, I suggest that you save it now. If you haven't followed, follow us or follow me for more of this Course in Miracles. I am sending you all lots and lots of love and light, and I will see you in lesson 11.